My name's Anne Bergere. I'm a sophomore here at Sacred Heart University. I'm also a member of the D1 equestrian team, and I've been riding horses for 14 years.
Annie has been riding horses ever since she was 5 years old, and she loves the sport and participating in it. Unfortunately, she suffered a major injury in 2014 that almost sidelined her for good.
So in August of 2014, I was at a horse show in upstate New York called Hipposocrates, and I was showing my aunt's horse, who she just got. It was Sunday, and I warmed up the horse in the warm-up ring. Everything was great. We went into the ring to go show, and I was cantering up to the first jump. And we just kind of had a freak accident where the pole got caught between my horse's legs, and he fell after the first jump, and I went down with him. And I remember, the only part I remember is kind of getting up off the ground, and my nose was bleeding, and there was a whole puddle of blood on the ground, and people were just yelling, like, stay down, and after that, I don't remember a thing.
Annie was then rushed to a local hospital where she underwent tests to determine the extent of her injuries.
So after I fell off, I was put in an ambulance and taken to a hospital in Kingston, New York. They did a number of CAT scans and MRIs and stuff and ended up finding a bleed in my brain. Because it was a small hospital and they weren't able to do surgery, if the bleed didn't stop, they medevaced me to Westchester Hospital in New York. And from there, I stayed there for 3 days in the pediatric intensive care unit, where I was in a neck brace and wasn't allowed to eat, which sucked. But and they just had to make sure the bleed stopped and that I didn't need surgery.
While Annie was in the hospital, she feared the worst as doctors told her that her riding career could possibly be over.
So when I was at the hospital, my neurosurgeon suggested that I shouldn't ride for 3 to 6 months due to the fact that there was a clot in my brain, and that if I were to hit my head doing anything, it could move and actually could cause me to die because it is a clot and it's an issue. And so he said that if I was his daughter, he wouldn't let me ride again, just because if I do fall and hit my head hard, I could have major brain damage that isn't reversible. But I decided to wait 6 months before I started riding again. It was kind of an on and off thing depending on how I felt, because I did have a lot of issues after falling off. Like, I suffered constantly from migraines. I did have a couple of seizures. So it was just hard getting back into it constantly, but after a year, I started to get back in the swing of things and slowly started to get back riding.
After a 6-month hiatus from the sport, she was able to overcome adversity and battle back from the injury that weighed her down. The future was bright for her as she was just starting her freshman year at Sacred Heart University.
So I came to Sacred Heart University, and my freshman year I did not join the equestrian team just because I wanted to kind of get the feel for college and what it was like, and knowing that the team was a Division I team that was going to take a lot of my time up, so I wanted to kind of get a feel for the academic life before I jumped into being a Division I athlete. So sophomore year came around and I joined the team, which was a great experience. I was really happy I did it because freshman year I definitely missed being around horses and riding. And there's not many barns that you can just go and lesson at around here, so the team provided me with that. And I also met a lot of great people. My teammates are some of my best friends now. We have lifts, which are great. They keep me in shape, practices anywhere from 2 to 4 times a week, depending on what part of the season we're in. But it's all really great. It's definitely kept me busy, it kept me in shape. And it's something I really enjoy and I'm glad to be a part of. So this year we were Zone 1 Region 5 champions, which allowed us to then move to Zone Finals at Mount Holyoke College. I had the great opportunity of representing our team at Zone Finals in novice fences. Our team ended up placing 4th overall at Zone Finals, and I was 3rd over fences, which was super awesome. Being my first year on the team, it was an honor to be chosen to represent the team at finals. So this year has granted me with so many great opportunities that I didn't think were possible, especially after having my major injury. I'm really excited and I look forward to the next 2 years being on the team and being able to make great friends and continue to build relationships with the people on my team. I wouldn't have been able to do what I'm doing without the coaches, the staff, and my teammates.